In the quiet hours of a November night in 1946, President Harry S. Truman was jolted awake by an urgent knocking on his bedroom door. He called out, expecting a response from a servant or security guard, but no one answered. The knocking continued, persistent and eerie. Truman, known for his bravery, hesitated yet approached the door with caution. As he opened it, he peered into the empty corridor, his heart pounding. No one was there. Historians and White House staffers have long recounted this event as one of many ghostly encounters within the storied halls of the White House. The White House, an emblem of American leadership and history, is rumored to be home to many spirits of its past. These spectral presences are said to include former presidents, first ladies, and even unknown soldiers. Over the years, many have reported unexplained noises, strange apparitions, and chilling sensations that defy logic. Each ghost story encapsulates a piece of the nation's history, making the White House a fascinating yet eerie place. As we delve into these tales, one can't help but feel a shiver run down the spine. The stories are not just about scares, but also about the lives and legacies of those who once roamed these halls. They bring history to life in a way that textbooks and documentaries often cannot. By exploring these ghostly narratives, we gain a deeper understanding of the people who shaped America and the indelible marks they left behind. The White House stands not only as a symbol of political power, but also as a silent witness to the lives, decisions, and even the unfinished business of those who lived within its walls. From Abraham Lincoln to Abigail Adams, each ghost story holds a mirror to the past, reflecting the hopes, dreams, and sometimes the unresolved issues that bind these spirits to the earthly realm. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, is perhaps the most famous ghost said to haunt the White House. His spirit has been reported by various presidents, first ladies, and guests. During World War II, Prime Minister Winston Churchill stayed in the Lincoln bedroom. One night after a bath, Churchill stepped out naked, only to encounter Lincoln's ghost. Unflappable, Churchill reportedly said, "Good evening, Mr. President. You seem to have me at a disadvantage." The apparition then disappeared. Lincoln's ghostly presence is often associated with times of national crisis. In the 1930s, First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt reported feeling his presence while working late at night in the Lincoln bedroom. She believed Lincoln watched over her, offering silent support during the turbulent times of the Great Depression and World War II. Presidential aide Grace Coolidge, wife of Calvin Coolidge, also claimed to have seen Lincoln standing at a window in the Oval Office, gazing out over the Potomac. The ghost sightings usually describe Lincoln as wearing his trademark black suit and stovepipe hat. Some believe Lincoln's spirit remains due to his untimely death and the unresolved issues of his presidency, such as the Civil War and the abolition of slavery. His ghostly presence is thought to be a manifestation of his enduring concern for the nation. Lincoln's spectral visits have left a lasting impact on those who encountered him. Each sighting brings a sense of awe and a reminder of the heavy burden he carried as president. His ghost, whether a figment of imagination or a genuine apparition, continues to symbolize the enduring struggles for justice and unity that define American history. Dolley Madison, the wife of President James Madison, is another prominent figure whose ghost is said to haunt the White House. Known for her charm and social graces, Dolley played a crucial role in establishing the White House as the social epicenter of Washington, D.C. Her spirit is most often associated with the Rose Garden, which she helped design and cultivate during her tenure as First Lady. The story goes that during the early 1900s, First Lady Edith Wilson wanted to make changes to the garden. Workers reported seeing Dolley's ghost, dressed in her early 19th century attire, appearing before them. Frightened by the apparition, they fled, and the project was abandoned. The Rose Garden remained untouched for many years after this encounter, a testament to Dolley's enduring influence. Dolley's ghost is often seen as a friendly and protective presence. Staff members and visitors have reported seeing her smiling figure walking through the garden or sitting among the roses. Her love for the White House and its grounds seems to have transcended her lifetime, leaving a lasting impression on those who come into contact with her spirit. The presence of Dolley's ghost in the Rose Garden serves as a reminder of her contributions to the White House's history and beauty. Her spirit embodies the warmth and hospitality she brought to the presidential residence, ensuring that her legacy as the first hostess of the White House endures. Dolley's ghostly appearances are seen as a sign of her continued care for the White House. Her spirit, much like her legacy, remains intertwined with the history and elegance of the nation's most iconic residents. Through her spectral visits, Dolley continues to inspire and charm those who walk the grounds she once lovingly tended. Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States, is another notable figure whose ghost is said to haunt the White House. Known for his fiery temper and staunch leadership, Jackson's spirit has been reported by many, often in the Rose Room, which was his bedroom during his presidency. His ghostly presence is often accompanied by the sound of hearty laughter or angry swearing, reflecting his larger-than-life personality. One of the most famous reports of Jackson's ghost came from Mary Todd Lincoln, who claimed to have heard him stomping and swearing in the Rose Room. Jackson's spirit is also said to have appeared to staff members and visitors, who describe seeing his stern figure dressed in 19th-century attire. His ghostly appearances are often linked to times of political turmoil or significant changes within the White House. The spirit of Andrew Jackson is often associated with a sense of defiance and resilience. His presence is seen as a reminder of his strong will and determination, traits that defined his presidency. Jackson's ghost is thought to be a manifestation of his enduring connection to the White House and his desire to continue influencing the nation's politics even after death. Jackson's ghostly laughter and cursing create a vivid image of his character, bringing history to life in a unique and eerie way. His spectral visits offer a glimpse into the past, allowing us to understand the complexities of his personality and the impact he had on American history. The haunting of Andrew Jackson serves as a reminder of the human side of the presidency. His ghostly presence in the White House reflects the ongoing influence of past leaders and the lasting legacy of their time in office. Through his spectral appearances, Jackson continues to leave his mark on the nation's history. Abigail Adams, the wife of John Adams, the 2nd President of the United States, is another prominent figure whose ghost is said to haunt the White House. During her time as First Lady, Abigail used the East Room to hang laundry, as it was the warmest and driest place in the house. Her ghostly figure has been reported carrying laundry through the East Room, a task she performed diligently during her lifetime. One of the earliest accounts of Abigail's ghost came from White House staff, who reported seeing a woman in a cap and shawl moving through the East Room with her arms full of clothes. The scent of fresh laundry often accompanies these sightings, adding a sensory element to the ghostly experience. Abigail's spirit is seen as a diligent and hardworking presence, continuing her household duties even in the afterlife. Abigail Adams's ghostly appearances are often described as serene and purposeful. Her presence is a reminder of her dedication to her family and her role as First Lady. Unlike some of the more ominous spirits, Abigail's ghost is seen as a comforting and familiar figure, representing the continuity of domestic life within the White House. The sighting of Abigail's ghost carrying laundry offers a unique glimpse into the everyday life of the early White House. It humanizes the historic residence, showing that it was not only a political hub, but also a home. Through her spectral visits, Abigail continues to embody the spirit of resilience and dedication that defined her time as First Lady. Abigail Adams's ghost serves as a poignant reminder of the personal sacrifices and hard work that underpin the public image of the presidency. Her spirit remains a testament to the strength and commitment of the women who have supported the nation's leaders throughout history. Through her ghostly presence, Abigail continues to inspire and connect with those who walk the halls of the White House. David Burns, a relatively lesser-known figure in American history, is another spirit said to roam the White House. Burns owned the land on which the White House and much of Washington, D.C. were built. Known as the stubborn Mr. Burns, he was reluctant to sell his property to the government. His ghostly presence has been reported in various parts of the White House, often heard rather than seen. One of the most famous accounts of Burns' ghost came from President Harry S. Truman's administration. In the late 1940s, a guard reported hearing a disembodied voice saying, "I'm Mr. Burns." The voice was described as authoritative and unmistakably clear, echoing through the halls. This encounter left a lasting impression on the guard and contributed to the lore of Burns's ghost. Burns's spirit is often associated with a sense of ownership and defiance. His reluctance to part with his land seems to have transcended death, with his ghostly presence serving as a reminder of his historical significance. Some believe that Burns's spirit remains tied to the White House as a form of protest against the government's acquisition of his property. The haunting of David Burns adds a unique layer to the White House's ghost stories. Unlike the spirits of presidents and first ladies, Burns represents the common man whose life was intertwined with the nation's capital. His ghostly presence offers a different perspective on the history of the White House, highlighting the sacrifices and struggles of those who contributed to its creation. David Burns' ghost serves as a reminder of the complex history of the land on which the White House stands. His spirit embodies the tension and negotiations that shaped the nation's capital. Through his spectral visits, Burns continues to assert his place in history, ensuring that his story is remembered alongside those of the more famous figures who walked the White House halls. Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, is another figure whose ghost is said to haunt the White House. Jefferson's spectral presence is often reported in the Yellow Oval Room, a space he frequently used as a study during his presidency. The sound of soft, shuffling footsteps and the faint strains of a violin are commonly associated with his ghost. One of the earliest accounts of Jefferson's ghost came from the 19th century when staff members reported hearing violin music emanating from the Yellow Oval Room late at night. Jefferson was known for his love of music and often played the violin to relax. The ghostly music is seen as a manifestation of his passion and a lingering connection to the White House. Jefferson's ghostly footsteps are often described as purposeful and steady, reflecting his thoughtful and deliberate nature. Some believe that his spirit remains tied to the White House due to his significant contributions to the nation's founding and his deep intellectual pursuits. His ghostly presence is seen as a symbol of the enduring impact of his ideas and leadership. The haunting of Thomas Jefferson adds a scholarly and reflective element to the White House's ghost stories. His spectral visits offer a glimpse into the intellectual and cultural life of the early republic. The sound of his footsteps and violin music serves as a reminder of the importance of art and thought in shaping the nation's identity. Jefferson's ghostly presence in the White House reflects the lasting legacy of his presidency and his influence on American history. His spirit embodies the ideals of enlightenment and progress that continue to define the nation. Through his spectral appearances, Jefferson remains a guiding presence, inspiring future generations to pursue knowledge and innovation. The ghost of Willie Lincoln, the son of President Abraham Lincoln, is one of the most poignant and heart-wrenching specters said to haunt the White House. Willie died at the age of 11 in 1862, likely from typhoid fever. His death deeply affected both of his parents, and his spirit is believed to linger in the White House, particularly in the rooms where he spent his final days. First Lady Mary Todd Lincoln was particularly affected by Willie's death and held seances in the White House in an attempt to communicate with her beloved son. These seances reportedly resulted in several ghostly encounters, with Mary and others believing they felt Willie's presence. His spirit is often described as a gentle and playful child, continuing to explore the halls and rooms he once knew. Staff members and visitors have reported seeing the ghost of a young boy resembling Willie, dressed in period clothing, wandering the second-floor rooms in the attic. Some have heard the sound of a child's laughter, or the patter of small feet running through the corridors. These sightings bring a sense of innocence and sadness to the tales of the White House hauntings. The ghost of Willie Lincoln adds a deeply personal and emotional dimension to the White House's spectral lore. His presence reflects the profound grief and loss experienced by the Lincoln family, as well as the enduring bond between parent and child. Through his ghostly visits, Willie continues to be a part of the White House, reminding us of the personal tragedies that have shaped its history. Willie's haunting serves as a poignant reminder of the human side of the presidency. His spirit embodies the love and sorrow that transcend time and space, connecting the past with the present. Through his spectral presence, Willie Lincoln remains a cherished and haunting figure within the storied walls of the White House. Among the many spirits said to haunt the White House is the ghost of a British soldier, believed to have perished during the War of 1812. In 1814, British troops set fire to the White House during their invasion of Washington, D.C. This violent act left an indelible mark on the historic residence, and it is said that the spirit of a soldier remains, lingering in the shadows as a reminder of that tumultuous time. One of the most common reports of the British soldier's ghost involves sightings of a uniformed figure, often appearing in the hallways or near the entrances of the White House. Witnesses describe the ghost as having a forlorn and sorrowful expression, as though burdened by the memories of war. The sound of marching footsteps and the occasional clanking of metal have also been attributed to this spectral presence. The ghost of the British soldier serves as a haunting reminder of the conflicts and sacrifices that have shaped the nation's history. His presence is often associated with a sense of regret and lost valor, reflecting the human cost of war. Some believe that the soldier's spirit remains tied to the White House due to the unfinished business and unresolved emotions from that fateful night in 1814. The sighting of the British soldier's ghost adds a somber and reflective element to the White House's ghost stories. His spectral visits offer a glimpse into the past, highlighting the struggles and challenges that have defined the nation's journey. Through his ghostly presence, the soldier continues to remind us of the resilience and endurance that have shaped America's history. The haunting of the British soldier serves as a testament to the enduring impact of history on the present. His spirit embodies the complexities of conflict and the lasting effects of war. Through his spectral appearances, the British soldier remains a poignant figure within the haunted halls of the White House, preserving the memory of a pivotal moment in the nation's past. Anna Surratt, the daughter of Mary Surratt, who was executed for her role in the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln, is another spectral presence said to haunt the White House. Anna's ghostly figure is often associated with the North Portico, where she is believed to have pleaded for her mother's life before President Andrew Johnson, to no avail. Her mother's execution was a traumatic event that left a lasting impact on Anna, and her spirit is said to linger as a result. Reports of Anna's ghost include sightings of a shadowy figure, often seen moving through the North Portico or standing near the entrance. Witnesses describe feeling a sense of sorrow and desperation in her presence, reflecting the anguish she felt during her mother's trial and execution. Some have even reported hearing muffled sobs or pleas for mercy, adding a haunting auditory element to her spectral visits. Anna Surratt's ghost serves as a poignant reminder of the personal and familial tragedies intertwined with the nation's history. Her spirit embodies the grief and injustice that can arise from political turmoil and conflict. The haunting of Anna adds a deeply emotional and human element to the White House's ghost stories, highlighting the personal costs of historical events. The sighting of Anna Surratt's ghost offers a unique perspective on the impact of the Lincoln assassination and its aftermath. Her spectral presence serves as a reminder of the broader consequences of political violence and the enduring pain it can inflict on individuals and families. Through her ghostly visits, Anna continues to seek solace and justice, preserving the memory of her mother's tragic fate. Anna Surratt's haunting adds a layer of complexity to the White House's ghostly lore. Her spirit serves as a testament to the enduring impact of historical events on personal lives and the unresolved emotions that can bind souls to the earthly realm. Through her spectral appearances, Anna remains a poignant and haunting figure within the storied halls of the White House. The question of why spirits linger in the White House is often pondered by historians and ghost enthusiasts alike. It seems that each ghostly presence has its own story, tied to significant and often tragic events in American history. These spirits, whether they are former residents, visitors, or figures connected to the White House's past, seem to be bound by unresolved emotions or unfinished business. The hauntings may be seen as manifestations of the intense personal and national traumas that have occurred within and around the iconic building. The White House, as a symbol of the nation, has witnessed immense historical events and personal tragedies, making it a focal point for spectral activity. The spirits of the White House, from soldiers to first ladies, continue to intrigue and mystify those who hear their stories, leaving us to wonder about the mysteries of the afterlife and the lingering energies of history. The White House is not just a home to presidents and their families, it's also a sanctuary for the spirits of those who have left an indelible mark on its storied halls. These eternal guardians, as some might call them, span the breadth of American history, each adding a layer to the rich tapestry of the nation's narrative. From the ghostly soldiers of past wars to the sorrowful figures of political tragedies, the White House hosts a myriad of spirits who watch over this historic residence. Their continued presence serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made and the lives touched by the events that have transpired here. As guardians, they not only preserve the history of the White House, but also embody the enduring spirit of America itself, a testament to the nation's resilience and its complex journey through time. Their stories, passed down through generations, continue to captivate and educate, making the White House not just a seat of power, but a living museum of the American spirit.